And we are live. I'm here with the lovely Lexi Rook. Lexi, it's been a while.
I know. Thanks for having me on. It's been ages.
I'm so pleased that you finally got a fight announced. It feels like forever. PAWFC 3. Tell me who your opponent is, because I saw Muniz is announced on your Instagram page, but on Tapology it says Danielle Curtis.
Yeah. So I've literally yesterday or yesterday night, my opponent was changed. I don't really know why, but it is what it is. I think it was something to do with the girls' medicals or something.
Right.
That yeah. So she's out basically, and we've got a new girl, Danielle Curtis. So yeah, I'm just glad that I've got a replacement that quick and that I
Yeah.
can just continue the momentum of camp and I'm still fighting. So I'm not really bothered who it is anymore. I'm no stranger to opponent changes. Let's face it, it happens all the time. So yeah, Danielle Curtis is getting it in 3 weeks instead of Muniz.
Yeah, it's not ideal when you get an opponent change this close to the event, but I'm really
Mm.
glad that they've managed to find someone for you, because like it's not always a given, especially in women's MMA. Like there's not masses of opponents at each weight class. So yeah, I'm just delighted for you. Do you know anything about her?
Obviously, I've had a little look with my coaches and stuff. So we've had a little. There's a bit more content on her than there was on the other girl, to be fair.
Right.
Um, but yeah, the game plan's pretty much the same. We're just focusing on what we're doing, not focusing too much on what she's going to do because um, yeah, we've had a look. That's it really. We're just ready to go now. So camp's been good though. I'm ready. I'm excited for it. So
Camp looks like it's been going well. You look like you're loving life at Team Renegade.
I am loving life at Team Renegade. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This camp's been hard. Like
Yeah.
it's not all been sunshine and rainbows. There's been a lot of tears, a lot of like uh, usual shit basically that comes with fight camp. But yeah, Team Renegade's amazing. I love it there. It is my home. So yeah, I'm very blessed to be there.
I do think if you're not crying and hating some parts of camp, then you're not working hard enough.
Yeah, I do. Do you know what? The first like 2 weeks, I mean, what? I've been in camp since January the 1st. So the first 2 weeks, I was like, this is too smooth. This is going too well for my liking. Like something's got to give soon. And then yeah, then little things started happening, and it is what it is. You have all these obstacles to face every time, and I'm no stranger to it now. Like every time it's like you just have to remind yourself, like, yeah, this happened last camp, this happened last camp, like these things happen, and you just have to ride through it all, don't you? So
Yeah. But you seem like you're adding stuff like every camp, because I remember speaking to you last time and I was like, oh my God, Lexi, you are in phenomenal shape. Like you look better than ever. And then I was looking at you. I am honestly in awe of your arms. Like I've got the biggest girl crush on your arms. They are just like unreal. There is so much hard work, blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into them.
it's mad. Like a few people have made some comments this camp, but like, do you know what? It's just I'm just training really, really hard. Like I'm just training super, super hard, and I'm training the right way. I guess everything that I'm doing is paying off in the right areas, and not just aesthetically. Aesthetically, it's a bonus, but
Yeah.
in terms of how I feel on the mats, and it's all translating over into my skills and that. It's good. So obviously, everything I'm doing is piecing together nicely now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you've always like, even when you're an amateur, you were living like a professional. Even like, always. Maybe I know you shouldn't like get everything from Instagram. It's not the full picture, but like even your nutrition and stuff, you just always look like you're living like a top level athlete.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I remember saying that once I think it was when I won the belt for Golden Ticket, and I remember saying it on the end of the when they give you the mic at the end of the fight, and I said, I'm not an amateur. I train like a professional. I live like a professional, at the time I was an amateur on paper, but I just think
Being
if you want to
paid.
be, yeah, just not being paid. Um, but if you want to be, if you want to be that thing, if you want to reach that goal, then I think you need to start being it and living it, and speaking it into existence, and what's the word, like manifesting it in. People take the mick out of me for being a raging hippie, but here I am achieving my goals, being a raging hippie. So it works, like you gotta live the life if you want to be it. You can't just talk it and think. You've got to actually do it. And I've got a lot of support around me, but I don't have a meal prep sponsor. I don't have all these things that you get when you're in the UFC. So at the moment, yeah, like my nutrition is banging, but that's because I dedicate 4 hours every Sunday to doing a food shop and cooking it all and prepping it all myself. And I have to do everything properly like that to make sure that my week runs smoothly, because I am so busy training and working and trying to juggle everything. You have to, like, I don't have the option of not being on it like that. I have to be on it
Yeah,
to make it work. Do you know what I mean? So, and that's
yeah,
not me saying, woe is me. I like doing it. I'm a crank when it comes to stuff like that. I'm very OCD, and like I like to do things my way. So if
yeah.
anything, I like it anyway. But it's all part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's, you want to know what you're putting into your body and stuff like that. I think it's really cool. Um, yeah, I just love all that. But I'm sure you wouldn't turn down a meal prep sponsor if they do want to
No.
start like feeding you for camp.
Yeah, I will not. I will not turn that down. Honestly, that would be a lovely, lovely pleasure to have that. I tell you what. Oh, take off some time on my weekends. That.
It's pretty mad that you work like so hard outside of being an athlete. You've got another job or other jobs, right?
Yeah, so I have at the moment I work for Sainsbury's. So I do like early morning, well, technically night shift early mornings, don't know what, start at 4 a.m. So I'm up at 3. So I do my
Wow.
night shifts and then I finish and then go straight from there to, usually I finish my shift at Sainsbury's, go to the gym, coach, and then train, come home, squeeze a quick nap in, go back and coach, then train. But it sounds mad, but it works. Like it kind of it's better to do that than like when I used to have like a full-time job or like a daytime
Yeah.
job. So I'd be like rushing back from training to try and squeeze in the hours to then it was a lot harder then. So whereas this one it's anti-social work, but in terms of like the hours, but I'm done by 8 or 9 in the morning. So my day is free to train and to coach and things. So it's it's crazy, but and it sounds mental, but it actually really works for me. So I'm
Yeah.
not complaining. I'm grateful that I've got those all those like jigsaw pieces that fit together to allow me to train and to live like the athlete that I want to be. So
Yeah.
bless.
Do you feel like you managed to get enough sleep and recovery, like, around that?
Do you know what? Yeah, like initially I was a little bit worried, but to be honest with you, initially I didn't really have a choice. I was like, I just got to do. I'm living in Birmingham away from my family. Like I've got to support myself.
Yeah.
So I had to just do it and try and figure out it. So I started the job back in December. So I was like, you know what, with Christmas and that, I'll just have to wing it and see how I go, and then try and get a good routine in for when January comes and I start camp. But to be honest, I'm good with it now. Like I'm in a routine, so my shifts are the same every week, so it's easier to get a pattern. So I am militant. Like if you try and contact me after 7 p.m. when I've got work the next day, like I'm not replying, I'm asleep. So
Yeah.
you have to just be really on it. Like people are like, oh, how'd you sleep though? I couldn't do it. Well, if you've got to do it, you got to do it. Do you know what I mean? I can't stay up and get 3 hours sleep. I can't run off 3 hours sleep. So I have to get myself to go to bed, train
Yeah.
myself to go to sleep early. It is difficult, but I'm in a routine now, and it's good. And on the days where I don't have to do that, I can just try and squeeze in a little bit more sleeping and like a nap here or there if I can. But yeah, I'd say I don't feel like too sleep deprived. I have my days sometimes where I'm like, okay, I'm tired today, so maybe I
Yeah.
need to just tone
I
down
guess
the
I guess
intensity
that's
and
just
stuff.
life in camp anyway, though, isn't it? I bet you were feeling knackered like in other camps when you had normal hours.
Yeah, definitely. If anything, like it's it's not new to me. Like for the last 7 years, I've always worked 2 to 3 jobs on my feet, in between training. Um, I've always lived like that because I've had to. So I don't see any other life for myself other than the one that I've got planned. And that's, if this is what I've got to do to get there, then this is what I'm going
Yeah.
to do until there will be a day where I'm the UFC champ and I can kind of just chill a little bit and enjoy the fruits of my hard labor. But right
Yeah.
now, it's not the time. Do you know what I mean? Right now is the time to grind. So
Well, yeah, those big paydays are coming. But yeah, embrace the grind for now, right?
yeah, exactly.
And tell me more about Team Renegade, because obviously you posted that brilliant picture of you with Leon Edwards and the belts, which is just incredible and must be a massive inspiration. But you've also got brilliant ladies down there. I love seeing the pictures of you girls sparring. Talk to me about the girls that you're training with.
Oh, the girls are wicked. Like it's so nice to actually finally have some like regular training female partners because
Yeah,
we're always in the same boat. You hear it every time, don't you? Like, oh, I'm the only girl in the gym, or oh, I've got no girls to spar with. Like, but Veronica Hardy started coming down
yeah,
for sparring, and then she now comes down 3 times a week. So she comes down to like the wrestling and the sparring sessions. She's been a major impact on my training.
yeah,
Just because obviously she's where I want to be. She's actively fighting in the UFC and she's so good and she's such a nice person as well. She's such a good, like, cool character. Just to be around, let alone like to actually train with. So I feel like she's really helped me level up with my training, with my mentality, just the whole thing. So yeah, it's been cool to have her down as well. Melissa Mullins,
yeah.
um, she's been coming down now. She's down like 4 times a week now as well, which is sick. Um, really, really good. We always used to say, like, because obviously we came up through the amateurs together.
Yeah.
We did the IMAS together. So we've always had like quite a close bond. And again, she's rocketing at the moment. She's about to
Her
win her
fight in the
second
UFC, how
title.
mental was that fight, Lexi?
I know, I know, I know. I was literally like this in front of the TV the whole night. But we used to joke, we used to say like, oh, it's such a shame, like we live so far away from each other. Like we always used to say, like, oh, it'd be so good to just train with each other. And now, like, without even really like planning on making it happen, it's just happened. Like
Yeah.
our lives have just aligned that way now. So yeah, so I've had Melissa down. Also got Kelly Pollard. She's judo team GB. She's out in Japan at the moment. Jet setting around the world all the time. Her 'cause she's off training and competing. But she's been a really cool addition to the girls as well because she's brought in that judo background and um. So yeah, we've all been training. There's obviously like a few other girls come and go now and then as well. But ultimately, yeah, Melissa, Veronica, and Kelly have been a definitely for this camp been a solid squad. Um,
Not bad to have as training partners.
no, no, exactly. Like, and it does give you that little like confidence as well because you think, well, like when you're training with girls that are that elite and that dedicated as well, like it just raises your level and raises your vibration. Then you think like going into this next fight, I'm like I've been training with these killers, like
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? It makes you feel so much more ready, like confident. So yeah, it's good.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. You want to be training with people like that in the gym because you want those to be like your worst positions and, like your worst outcomes so that anything that you face in the fight won't throw you and won't phase you.
Yeah, exactly. And also like obviously, yeah, it's amazing having the girls, but just the whole team, like the whole gym there is just, it's just full. The mat is just full of elitists. Like it's so good. I always say this, like I stress this to everyone. I'm just like, oh, I probably sound just really biased and like obsessed with it, but I honestly every day I'm on the mats, I'm just like, some days I'm just like, wow, I can't actually believe that I'm part of this team. Like this is sick. So
Oh.
yeah, it is wicked. I'm glad I made the move there.
Yeah, no, the whole team is on fire. And like, if ever I interview any of the guys, like after Cage Warriors or whatever, they talk about their win, but they're just buzzing off, like, the success of the whole gym. Like, it is
Yeah,
just like the whole team is on fire, and you're just all kind of, just kind of getting your spirits and everything raised by the success of everyone around you, and like that's pushing everyone else on to do better and better.
yeah, yeah. No, it is. It is. It's a really good like environment, especially now at the moment as well, because there's so many of us in camp for like big fights as well. Um, so yeah, it's a cool place to be.
So when are you off back out to Canada? Because this fight's on the 9th of March. When
Yes.
do you fly out? Is it in Calgary again?
Yeah, Calgary again. Yeah, same place I had my debut. So I fly 2 weeks Monday, so the 4th, flying out on the 4th of March, and then the fight's on the Saturday, the 9th. So the fight's 3 weeks today, but I fly
Oh my God,
two
how
weeks
exciting.
Monday. I know, I'm not looking forward to that flight. I probably said this on my last interview with you.
Not a big fan of flying.
No, I absolutely hate it. I'm more nervous to get on the plane than I am for the whole of the fight week. But
Oh,
I'll
bless
do it.
you.
I'll do it because I have to.
What do you do about food on the flight?
It depends. It all depends where I am weight wise and stuff with my cut. The hardest part is water loading. I will be
Yeah.
water loading when I'm on
Oh
the
my God. So
plane.
you'll be just standing outside one of those little loos for the whole
Yeah.
flight.
Do you know what? I remember when I went to Bahrain for the IMAF World Championships, and we was like the whole female squad was on the plane, and we were all water. Well, not all of us, but most of us were water loading. And I remember the air hostess was just being like, "We can't give you any more water. Like we're nearly out. Like you've literally nearly drank it all." And I was like, "Sorry."
Oh
Right, it is what it is, isn't
no.
it? I'll probably get most of mine done before I fly because my flight's in the afternoon. It's weird. We
Yeah.
leave at like 10 to 3 in the afternoon English time and we land there at like 4 p.m. their time because they're 7 hours behind. So it's really weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll figure that out. With the plane, like I tend to, as it stands right now, I haven't really got a great deal of weight to cut. So I can probably get away with eating the healthier options on the plane. Just the
Yeah.
sodium content usually, but
Yeah,
I just
and the not knowing what's in it, I guess.
yeah, yeah. So I guess yeah, that's something I'll have to just look at. I can't remember what I did last. I think I did. I think I did eat some of it. I think I took stuff with me, and I ate
Yeah.
maybe like it was like the chicken meal thing they had, but I don't know. Yeah, I'll cross that bridge when it comes to it.
Yeah. But get some big old bottles of water from Boots before you get on, just in case they run out of water again.
I know. Yeah, I know.
How did you find the jet lag? I find it worse coming back than I do out there. I'm normally able to get in a routine pretty easily on the way out.
Yeah, no, I was exactly the same. I actually forgot about the fact that we were 7 hours behind over there because when I got there, I just we landed like in the afternoon, so I just stayed awake and just tried to adjust straight away to their times.
Yeah.
And then I didn't really feel jet lagged at all until I came home. I felt it when I
Yeah.
came back, definitely, but it was kind of like you've just done a whole fight week and a whole fight, and everything's up and down in it. So when you get back, I was like, it was probably worse because yeah, the jet lag was there, but it was probably worse just because of the whole like when you finally like after the fight you finally stop, you're like, "Whew," like the whole 8 weeks of prep for that, and you're just
Yeah.
like, whoa, like so you are going to be tired when you get back. But yeah, I definitely felt it on the way back. I didn't feel it when I was out there. So
Good. That's a good sign. And what was the production like? I haven't been. I really would like to go to one of these shows, but obviously it's not down the road. But I
I
love that
know,
it's
yeah.
like a female only show, and they have got
We'll have to get you on it. I'll have to
yeah.
get you on there doing all the interviews and that. I'll put in a good word for you when I'm over there.
Thank you. um, yeah, but I absolutely like, they've signed some really good people, and I love some of the matchups. Like, what's the production like? How do they look after you? You're obviously going back for a second time, so you must have enjoyed the experience.
yeah, like the experience I had was crazy because it was my pro debut, and usually in the UK, your pro debuts in some like sports center,
Yeah,
uh, and you just rock up and fight, but that's what I imagine my pro debut would be like. And then I got there and I was like, what the hell? Honestly, they looked after you so well. Um, I think because we were all females as well, they were like a little bit more like not caring, but like they looked after us a little bit more probably because a lot of the girls were out there. Some of the girls were out there on their own, and like I flew out there originally on the Sunday, and my coach didn't come out until later on in the week. So they were really, really good. The way they looked after us, like the whole fight week, they'd like drive us to the gym, wait for us, drive us home. They'd take us to the supermarkets if we needed to get food in. If we needed to cook anything specific, they'd just let us do it in the hotel. Like they were really, really accommodating.
yeah,
Um, and just really like warm and welcoming. Like, when you go somewhere and you're on your own and you're a bit like, oh, this is sort of
yeah,
weird, I'm on the other side of the world and whatever. But yeah, they were so nice. The production was sick. Like the all the media stuff they do as well leading up to it. I was just like it was just mad. It was so good. They had like loads of like cool little media days. They had even like the walkouts and stuff. Like they'd play like promo videos and that, and then you'd have the walkout was long, like the walkout was like in the UFC where they walk through and like it takes ages, like that's what it felt like. It was a
yeah.
proper like, and they're filming you on the way out. I was like, this is mental. Trying to like
Versus when you
take
are
it
in a
all in,
sports
but
hall when they're running behind and like they give you about 10 seconds of your music.
yeah, literally. Well, I'd only been used to like as an amateur, like the walkout was like a 5 meter strip. Like you're there, you're in the cage. Like I'd never really had a big walkout. It was the same on LFL when LFL, yeah, LFL last year.
Yeah.
And I got there, and the woman was like, "Right, you're going to walk down the ramp now. Your team will meet you at the cage." And I remember thinking, "What? What do you mean they're going to meet me at the cage? Like, why don't I've never walked out without my team before?" And I remember like the boys were like, "No, it's like this on Bellator. Like, come on, off you go." And I was like, I was so nervous, mate. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, I can't look nervous. I've got to just style it out. And I remember walking out thinking, "Oh my god!" I don't know why. Like, I don't know why I was so nervous to walk out my own. And then they had those big, I don't even know what they're called, but like the big giant sparkler things
Oh,
that
yeah,
come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
And I didn't even know they were things. And then they come on. I was like, "Oh my god!" And I was literally like freaking out in my, oh my god, it was so funny. I remember getting to the cage and just seeing my coaches and being like, oh thank god, like we're reunited. Oh my god, it was a whirlwind. But yeah, it was I've gone off target there anyway. But yeah, the production was sick. It was really good. The venue was cool actually. It was just a shame because it was so empty. Like because it was like their second show, not many
Right.
people like knew about it. And I think as well because on that show there was a few Canadians, but a lot of the girls had been flown over from all other areas. So like,
Yeah, there was loads of you from Europe, wasn't there? Because
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
recognised a load of names on the card.
yeah. It was cool because I remember getting to the airport and like seeing all like the London top team girls and stuff. So it was
Yeah.
like it was really cool. But when I walked out, I was like, wow, it's proper empty in here. Like,
That
so
sounds
hopefully
like an
this time they'll have a bit more of an
ACA
audience.
card or an ACB card when they've got
Yeah,
like just an amazing lineup, amazing production, and nobody sitting in the
I
oh
know, but I think it was just a matter of like, obviously, if that was like, if majority of the fighters were Canadian, then they would have had a bigger audience, or
yeah,
you know how like if we have like a Cage Warriors Manchester or UFC London, like it fills up,
yeah,
doesn't it? But I just think because at the time they were like growing the show, like no, not many people knew about it, and obviously it's hard to get all of your support network from here over there. Like
yeah, of
it's
course,
difficult.
yeah,
So, but yeah, the
yeah,
show was so well run, and they're just on it from like the get go. Like as soon as I sign the contract, it's like they're there if you need anything. Like they're super on it and like helpful. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going back actually.
even
It'll
all the
be a good
promo
experience.
videos that you've posted just look really sick. It just looks, really professional and just like,
Yeah.
they're putting a lot into, um, the fighters and the matchups and stuff and getting people invested in it.
Yeah, yeah, it is good as well because I think obviously the only other show that you've got like that is Invicta, so it's nice to have another one that's trying to build up the females, and they've got a few amateurs on the card as well, which is cool. Like getting, building the girls up from all over the world. So yeah, it's a sick opportunity. I'm excited for it.
I love that. And it's not very far away. 3 weeks today.
I know, can't wait now.
Before I let you go, I just wanted to talk about UFC 298 tonight. Like, will you be watching at any point? Are there any fights that you're looking out for?
I will watch it, but I'll watch it tomorrow because I've got to
Same.
be in bed tonight early because I've got to get up at 3 a.m. for work
I'm a
tomorrow.
granny. I
So,
haven't even got an excuse. I'm just gonna watch tomorrow.
do you know what I love Volkanovski as well. So I definitely want to watch the card. The whole card's sick, to be fair, but
It is.
I'll watch it tomorrow. Yeah, when I get back from work, I'll stick it on. But yeah, I can't do. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm the same. Even if I didn't have work tomorrow, I'd probably probably wouldn't be able to stay up. Just can't see that past that time of night anymore.
I'm gonna stay up for Oban because it starts at 11:30 and he's the second fight, and that's
Yeah.
like midnight. I turn into a pumpkin, so I'll watch him, and then the rest I'll have to catch up with tomorrow morning.
Yeah, just no spoilers in it. To be honest, I don't even care about that anymore. I'm like, oh, whatever. If I see the results, see the results. Still want to watch the fights and study the
Yeah.
fights. So
Oh
yeah,
God. Okay. Well, you enjoy those when you catch up with them tomorrow, and yeah. Good luck at work tonight.
thanks.
Is there anyone you want to thank or shout out before we go?
Just I always say this, just usual shout out to my team, my coaches, everyone who plays their part in dealing with me on a daily basis in fight camp. It's not easy. It's not an easy job. um, but yeah, just thanks to everyone who's helped me, especially this camp. Yeah, all my teammates, all my coaches. I won't list the names. There's too many, and I'll probably forget some. But
Yeah, you forget one
yeah,
and you get in trouble.
I know, and then I feel really bad for like the rest of the month. Yeah, nah, just everyone, like even people I don't train with, just like my mates outside the gym that support me, and my family. Obviously my family is my number one like support, even though they're not like with me every day. They support me hugely. So yeah, just everyone that plays their part.
We're all buzzing to see you back in there, Lexi. I've been a massive fan of yours from your amateur days, and it's so exciting to me whenever a fight gets announced of yours. So I really can't wait to see you go and smash it and probably get a fight of the night performance again at this one.
I hope so. That's the plan. I'm coming for that bonus again, me.
Definitely. All right. Well, you take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you March the 9th.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having me on as well.
Thanks so much.